Hey guys, good morning. Hope you are having a great Tuesday so far. We are going to go ahead and get started. We are so excited to have y'all here. So I am Hannah Broom. I am our marketing manager here at Ugly Mug. In just a second, we're going to have Peyton join us. We're going to be co-teaching this course, and we're happy to have you here. So let's say that you're going to a concert. Okay, what's the last concert you went to? My husband and I went to see John Mayer in Houston. Almost 3 months now. We went back in April. So it was awesome. Anyway, so let's say you're going to a concert. So if you received a Facebook ad, that would be considered advertising. So, hey, John Mayer is coming to Houston, buy your ticket. If you heard John Mayer on the radio talking about coming to Houston, perhaps like called in to a local Houston radio station and talked about the fact that he was coming, that would be publicity. If John Mayer were to do a nonprofit, concert at a hospital while he was in Houston, that would be considered public relations. Then whenever you get to the concert, you know that they're going to have shirts for sale and they're going to be way overpriced and you're going to buy them anyways. So whenever I was there, got myself a John Mayer shirt, sweatshirt, all the things, that is upselling. So I already paid to be at the concert, but then whenever we got paid for our merchandise, that was an upsell. And then if you planned the whole thing, if you did all of those things and it was very intentional, for example, John Mayer's marketing team intentionally put all of those together, that's marketing. So the way we define marketing is the ability to attract and keep a customer. So many people focus so much on the attract side of things that they forget the keep side of things, which is super important. So for example, in that example I just used, if John Mayer attracted me to his concert, got me to the concert, all the things, and then he played a horrible concert, he's not keeping me. I'm not going to come to another concert. I'm not going to continue to listen to his music. That was not the case. He did an incredible concert, and it encouraged me to keep being a customer and continue listening to his music. So again, my name is Hannah. This is a picture of me at Lake McDonald in Glacier National Park. If you've never been to Glacier National Park in Montana, highly, highly recommend it. I can't recommend it enough. And here's Peyton.
Hey y'all, so my name is Peyton. I'm a marketing coordinator here at Ugly Mug, and this picture is a picture of me at the Grand Canyon with my grandparents last year, and it was a great time.
So what we're going to use today to go over these strategic marketing metrics is this book. It's called One Page Marketing Plan. Fun fact about Wayne. Wayne is our owner here at Ugly Mug. Every time he reads a book, he puts the start and the finish date. Can you see that right there? On the first page, which is kind of cool. So Wayne read this back in 2018, and then he had us read it together as a team. And it is just something that has really, really resonated with us. I mean, I probably read it, 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm still thinking about it and utilizing what we learned in that book. So highly recommend this book. And if you want a copy, you can comment below. Anything you comment will make you eligible for a chance to win a free copy of this book. But I thought it would be fun. It is Peyton's birthday today, so I thought it would be really cool if you commented below and wished her a happy birthday for her birthday, and that would make you eligible to win a copy of the one-page marketing plan. So how the one-page marketing plan goes, I'm going to back up just for a second so you can see the 3 different categories. So you see the red, yellow, green. Those are the 3 different categories. So it is broken up into before, during, and after. So before is when someone is a prospect. Thank you, Richard and Kate. They both wished you a happy birthday, Peyton.
Thank y'all.
So before is when someone is a prospect, which means they are not yet a customer. That is someone, you might want to become a customer, but they are not currently a customer. During is whenever they're a lead. So that means the before is like basically anybody and everybody that could possibly be a customer of yours. During is when they become a lead. So maybe you've had that conversation about becoming a client. They are part of your newsletter list. They watch your Facebook Lives, whatever that might be. That is considered a lead, and during is the during phase. And then after is when they actually become a customer. So the way that we typically say that conversion happens is money is then exchanged. So they become a customer when money is exchanged. So natural progression is something that we use here at Ugly Mug Marketing, and the two marry each other perfectly. So the way natural progression works is someone is a stranger. So if I'm trying to think, who was on the phone with yesterday? I called some kind of like vendor rep agency or something or another, and I was talking to them, and they asked for my email address. And so I said, Hannah@uglymugmarketing.com. And like a lot of people do, if they've never heard of Ugly Mug, when they hear me say Ugly Mug Marketing, they laugh. So that dude, before I called him yesterday, was a complete stranger. He'd never heard of Ugly Mug Marketing. Then perhaps he became a friend because I gave him my email address. He's heard of us. Maybe he Googled us afterwards. If he were to have Googled us, maybe started following us on Facebook, Instagram, became part of our newsletter list. Or if maybe you're just like, I'm pointing as if you can see what's across the street, and I know you can't, Tamping Around Coffee. A lot of people tell us like, hey, I love Tamping Around Coffee, and I see y'all across the street every time I'm sitting there. So those people sitting in Tamping Ground that see Ugly Mug every single day, I would consider them a friend. Like they feel like they have some kind of relationship with us, even though they've never exchanged money and actually become a customer. Then you move over to the customer phase when that person takes the walk across the street from Tamping Ground and walks in our door and says, hey, I need a website. Let's talk about that. And down the road, they sign a contract and they actually become a client. That is when they become a customer. Then if that person loved our service, and I'm going to pick on Adam Rhodes here for a second. He just redid his website with us, and he left us a really amazing review. And I know Adam personally that he has told other people about Ugly Mug and how great it is to work with us. And so I would consider him an evangelist of Ugly Mug Marketing, because we didn't ask him to say, go around town and tell people, hey, you should use Ugly Mug for your website. He just genuinely liked working with us. And so he naturally is going to tell his friends that they should work with Ugly Mug Marketing. So that is an evangelist. So if Adam goes and tells his friend, hey, you need to hire Ugly Mug to do your website, that person that could have been a stranger immediately skips over the stranger phase and immediately becomes a friend, because when one of your friends or your colleagues or someone you trust tells you about something, it goes leaps and bounds. Like somebody you trust is telling you to trust this other company, so you're going to do it. They're not a stranger. They immediately become a friend. So how does that all come into play with this book? Because before is when they're a stranger. During is when they're a friend, and And then after is when they become a customer. So how does money look in this whole thing? So money, if you are a stranger, they're not giving you any money. And if they are a customer, they're maybe giving you some money. And then when they're an evangelist, they make a huge impact on your bottom line, because not only are they paying you money because they're a customer, but they're telling all these other people, and then all those people become customers, hopefully, too. So let's talk about target market. So this is when we're going to start going through all of those different steps. Remember, I said there were 6. So 1, 2, 3, before, during, and after. We are in the before stage right now. So before is, who the heck is my target audience? Who should be a prospect of mine? So what we like to use is a customer avatar. So it is literally just like a worksheet that you fill out that you can put your target audience information in. So I am going to, I can do that just here in just a second. Something that comes to mind, because Peyton and I just showed our photos of being outdoors and hiking, is a business in Baton Rouge. Whenever I lived there, there was a company called, and I think it's still there today, the Backpacker. So what they sell is outdoor adventure stuff. So if you're going snow skiing, hiking, anything like that, that is your place to go. So if I was filling this out as the Backpacker, what does their customer, their avatar, look like? So goals and values. Their goals are maybe to go hiking, whatever that might be. Age, typically, their customer is going to maybe be like mid, like 30s or something like that, so they can afford to go hiking. They are physically capable of going hiking. Gender, I don't know, maybe this is not accurate, but perhaps more men go hiking. I don't know, but probably a little bit of both. Marital status is not necessary. Number of children, all the things don't really matter. For this particular store location, you would want them to be in Baton Rouge because that's where your store is located. Occupation, they're going to have a somewhat good paying job so that they can afford the trip and your attire. And then challenges or pain points. So maybe the challenge is like Baton Rouge is not a hiking city, and so there's not really a lot of good places to shop. So the fact that they can come to your store and you have the education is very helpful. So if you kind of see how I'm just filling these things out. So, if we're looking at books or magazines, they're probably reading hiking magazines, hiking books, those kinds of things. You can be super specific. So anyways, highly recommend this to figure out exactly who your target audience is so that you know when and where you need to reach them. So what I was about to show you a second ago is in the comments, I put this link here. So if you want a copy of this customer avatar that we have on screen, just fill out, if you click that, there will be a form where you can put your name and your email address, and we will email you this customer avatar. So again, click that link in the comments and you will get this tools and tips to up your marketing game, which has that customer avatar in there. We highly recommend printing it out, filling it out, and utilizing it for all of your marketing efforts and saying, hey, this is who my customer avatar is, and constantly come back to that sheet every single time you're making a decision on what your marketing should look like. All right, so let's talk more about, so now that we know who your customer is, what should your message be to them? So if you confuse, you lose. What does that mean? You need to have one ad and one objective. There is nothing that drives me more nuts than when you see a billboard that has about 30 different words on it. Somebody is driving past there super quick. They don't have time to read 30 words. And if they did, that is way too much information. And that is just information overload. And they're just going to keep driving past and not really care about it. So again, most companies will say, hi, this is Ugly Mug Marketing. Here's our logo. We do websites marketing, Instagram, Facebook, all the different things. Oh, do you want a free quote? Here's a free quote. And here's my contact information. I'm Hannah. This is my email. Here's my phone number, all the things. Okay. I overwhelmed you, right? I confused you because if you confuse, you lose. That was way too much information, Hannah. I'm turning the other way. No, thank you. So what you should do is give them reasons why they should care. So a reason, perhaps, is Ugly Mug works with entrepreneurs and we are results oriented. So if we're running an ad for you and that ad is not performing well, we're not going to just keep letting it spend your money. We're going to figure out why it's not working and we are going to get you results and whatever that takes. So hopefully that would allow people to get their attention and say, yeah, that's what I want. I don't want my money just to go down the drain because so-and-so tried something. We want to know that you are going to take our ad spend and you're going to use it just like it was your own. And so that would give them a reason to care. Another reason why they may care is this is an ad that we were running for one of our clients. It's called Louisiana Women in Agriculture. They were doing a talk on equestrian business. So for those of you who don't know, equestrian, horses, same thing. So this is a video of Hannah Gamble riding a horse. So if you're interested in horses and you're scrolling through your Facebook page and you see a lady on a horse, like that's going to stick out to you. So give them a reason to care. Give them a reason to stop in their scroll and connect with you. So people buy with emotion and justify with logic. What do I mean by that? So a few months ago, we had the Garth Brooks concert in Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. So for me, as an LSU alumni, someone who emotionally feels a connection to singing Calling Baton Rouge in Tiger Stadium with Garth Brooks, like that's huge. Like that emotional connection is undeniable. And so for me, perhaps I would immediately, the second I see that ad, I would be grabbing that ticket and figuring out the details and the logistics of that down the road. So I'm buying my ticket, and then I'll figure out where am I going to stay, how am I going to get there, and all of those different things. So that's the difference between buying with emotion and justifying with logic. So again, if you want a free copy of the one-page marketing plan, here's another chance for you to comment below. By the way, you can comment at any point. If you have a question, just comment and we will answer it. But I thought it would be fun if perhaps you comment below with the concert that you went to most recently. Again, like I said, mine was John Mayer, or maybe it's not a concert, maybe it's your favorite musician, whatever it might be, or maybe it's a concert that you went to when you were a little girl or a little boy and it still rings true. If I have any Spice Girl fans, that's who I went to whenever I was little. So comment below, and then I'll give you a second to do that, and then Peyton will be here in just a second.
Hey y'all. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit more off of what Hannah said about just being really super specific in your marketing efforts. So, for example, say I come up to you and I say, hey, there's an animal behind you. Well, your first reaction would be, well, what kind of animal? Like, should I be scared? So you don't know if I'm talking about like a harmless puppy that you should just pet, or am I talking about like a big bear that's going to attack you? So you really don't know which emotion to evoke because I'm not specific enough. So say that we're swimming in the ocean and I say, hey, there's a fish behind you. Well, your first reaction would be, well, what kind of fish? Like, is it a baby fish and it's just going to swim away and it's not dangerous at all? Or is it like a jellyfish or a scary fish that's going to hurt you in some way and you really need to get out of the water? You still don't know which emotion to evoke because I wasn't specific enough. Well, imagine if I say, hey, there's a piranha behind you. Well, that's most likely going to evoke a ton of emotion and you're immediately going to be super scared and react. So that's just like a super quick example of how important it is to be super specific, because that's what's going to get these prospects, these leads, that's what's going to get people to evoke emotion and get them interested in your brand, your product, and your service. Okay, so number 3 is the media. So it's super important to use the media that your target market consumes. So what do I mean by that? Well, here are some of the marketing channels. So, for example, if I was wanting to market to an older generation, say my grandparents, I probably would not do social media advertising or even online advertising, because typically the older generation, they're not on their phones as much, they're not online as much. So in that case, I would probably have better luck if I did, say, TV ads or even radio ads. So, and the same would go for if I'm trying to target teenagers. So if I was trying to target a teenager, I probably wouldn't use direct mail or even TV or radio ads. I would use online advertising, specifically social media, because teens are typically on social media. Okay. So moving on. So here are some of the social media marketing platforms. So the one first is Facebook. So Facebook's the tried and true. So it says on here that it's for people 25 to 34 and for boomers, but Facebook is very universal. So I will say that when you go in and make Facebook ads, you can tailor them to who that target market is that you're trying to attract and you're trying to get to purchase your product or notice your brand. So you can go in and tailor it to gender, location, age. So Facebook's really good about getting a wide variety of audiences. So the next down is YouTube. So YouTube is good for video ads. Say that you can go into your search bar on YouTube, say that someone types in something and it's similar to an ad that you're running. So your ad would pop up first. And they also have the little short ads that would play before the video that they're originally going to watch. So moving down, we have Instagram. So Instagram's more of an image-based platform, although it's good for video and pictures ads as well. So the next one down is actually Twitter. So Twitter, you could use image-based or video-based advertising, but it's better for more informative or text-only ads. And the next one we have is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is actually more of a business-driven platform. It's more for business-to-business sales. And the last two are my favorites, TikTok and Snapchat. So TikTok and Snapchat are typically platforms that are consumed by a younger generation. So TikTok is video only, so good for video ads, and Snapchat can be photo or video, but they're both very good for brand awareness and getting you those online sales, especially if you're targeting that younger audience. So always remember that 1 is the most dangerous number. So you can have this great ad and you put all this money behind it, but if you're only running it, say, on Facebook, then it's not reaching its full potential. So it's important to diversify yourself and figure out, run it on a bunch of different platforms and figure out where your ad is going to have the highest success rate. Okay. And I'm going to give it back to Hannah, and she's going to talk to you a little bit more about lead capture.
In the meantime, I want to show y'all, sorry, I hope I don't make y'all too dizzy, but I want to show y'all what we did for Peyton for her birthday. So she is obsessed with sticky notes, and she always has about 1,010,000 sticky notes with her. So we covered her desk in about 1,000,000 sticky notes. So anyways, at Ugly Mug, we like to celebrate birthdays, whether that's with our clients or with each other. So just wanted to share that random tidbit with y'all. All right, so let's talk about leads. Michael Bublé. I can never say his last name, but sounds like y'all are some concert going people as well. All right, so let's talk about capture leads. So what is a lead? So a lead is, all right, we already talked about prospects. So that was the first 3 things we talked about. Now we're moving into leads. So a lead is whenever we actually get their contact information, we have a 2-way conversation with them, maybe not verbally, but like the fact that they're following us on Facebook means there's a 2-way conversation. So when they become a lead, my favorite lead generation tool is Facebook Lead Gen Ads. So we use these quite frequently. And for a recent, Louisiana Women in Agriculture conference I was telling y'all about earlier. So immediately after that concert, I'm still on the concert theme, conference ended, we did this post and we said, save the date for LWAG 2023 and click here to join our email newsletter list to be the first to know whenever those tickets go on sale. So that was important because we had that hype. People saw their friends posting pictures about the event, all the things. And so we wanted to build on that hype. So if I zoom in a little bit, you'll see sign up for our newsletter to be the first to know when tickets go on sale. So allowing them to sign up for our newsletter, because just naturally as a user, if I saw my friends at that conference and I want to know when tickets go on sale, I'm going to put in my email address very quickly and say, yes, please tell me when those tickets go on sale because I want to purchase it. So that is a great option for lead gen. If you have a big event, make sure that you collect their information, get their contact information, schedule out information. I keep saying information. Schedule out things so that they know when your next event is. So this is for a different client, but this shows you how Facebook lead generation ads work. So we had a client who has a very high-end service. So their service is typically about $10,000 per client. So we're not selling, a coffee mug at a store. We are selling a $10,000 thing. So they're not going to just make an instinct purchase unless you're a millionaire. You're not going to make an instinct purchase to just drop $10,000 on something. So you want to follow this company and really understand it, see reviews, do all the things before you make that purchase. So for this client, we started running Facebook lead gen ads and they were at $20 each. So that meant it cost us $20 to get one person added to this client's email list, which $20 may seem high, and in a lot of situations it is. But if your return is $10,000, that $20 is nothing. But in that case, we still want to meet it or beat it and get that cost per result down lower. So we kept running different videos, different types of ads, targeting different audiences, all the things. And we got that cost per lead from $20 per lead down to, what does it say? 85 cents. So what I'm saying is that we paid 85 cents to Facebook to get an email address. Now that person is in our email newsletter list, not ours. I'm talking on behalf of the client. In our email newsletter list, and they are going to get emails to understand more about what this company does. And so that when they want to make that $10,000 purchase, they feel like they are no longer a stranger. They are a friend because they have followed you and understand you and trust you enough to make that $10,000 purchase. So lead generation is very important. So lead nurturing is also important because once they become a lead, you gotta nurture them or else it's irrelevant that you have their contact information. So Peyton's gonna explain a little bit more about that.
So now that you've got this lead and they're interested in you, they're interested in your business, how are you going to get them to take that next step to becoming a client? So I'm going to offer you 3 tips for nurturing those leads. So number 1 would be quick follow-up. So it's very important to get in touch with these leads in a timely manner. So it's a crucial step because that's going to show them that you value them, you value their time, and that's going to build that relationship with your lead and your brand. So the next tip I have is valuable content. So whether that be you reaching out to them directly through email, phone calls, sharing social media posts, your ads, that content needs to be valuable to your target audience. So that's all about knowing that target audience. What are their pain points? What are their interests? What are their hobbies? So it's all about getting to know them and tailoring that content so that they can relate with it. So the next tip, the third and final tip, is consistency. So consistency is key. So whether that be like I said earlier, like direct contact, so phone calls, emails, it's important to be consistent. So don't leave anybody hanging. Don't reach out to them 5 days after you have your initial contact with them and then again in a month. And the same goes for your social media feed or staying up to date on your website. Like, be consistent and show them that you care about them and that you care about consistency and that you want to provide consistency for them. So number 6 is perceived value. So what do I mean by perceived value? So say that you are interested in having a company do your Facebook or Instagram marketing. So you do some research and you end up finding a company. So likely the first thing that you're going to do is you find this company, you're going to go look on their social media pages. You're going to go check out their Instagram and you're going to check out their Facebook pages. So say that you find the company and you go look at their pages and they have 1 or 2 likes on their post. They're not consistent. They have a post every other month. They have maybe some 1 to 2 star reviews. Their posts are kind of old or outdated. So are you going to trust that company, and are you going to want that company to do your marketing for you? No one would want a company like that to do their marketing for them because the perceived value just isn't there. So if you want a company to do your Facebook and Instagram marketing, you want them to have a good Facebook and a good Instagram with good content. So another example could be, say I want to go have like a luxurious facial. So I do some research and I find one that has all these great thousands of 5-star reviews, and their content's very sleek and it looks a nice place. So then when I show up to the business or I show up to the spa, I should immediately walk in the door and feel as if I'm in a luxurious spa. I should be greeted. Hi, how are you? May I offer you this? Like, she'll be with you in just a moment. And you would just expect that. So number 7 will move us into world-class experience. So this also moves us into the third section of the one-page marketing plan. So we're now transitioning from the during stage to after. So they are now a client. Okay, so the author of this book is Ron Kaufman. So we've actually watched a lot of his videos as a team here at Ugly Mug, and he has what's called the 6 levels of service. So the absolute lowest level of service being criminal and the absolute highest being unbelievable. So just an example of like what that would look like. So say that you go into Chick-fil-A one day and you order a meal. Well, your expectation would be that that meal would come out in a timely manner, that they would get your meal correct, and it would be served fresh and hot. And that would be an expected or basic level of service. So say that you go into Chick-fil-A, you order your meal, and as you're leaving the door, you drop your food, and your food goes flying everywhere, your drink spills out onto the floor, and the manager comes running over to you, and they're like, oh my goodness, I hate this happened to you. Let me offer you another meal free of charge. So that would be surprising or an unbelievable level of service because it's not something that is expected. So it's all about like, what can you do to provide an unbelievable level of service that's going to get people talking about your business, to tell their friends and tell strangers. So this is actually just a screenshot of one of the videos that we watched as a team. So I highly recommend you go check out some of his videos. He gives you a ton of valuable information about customer service. And if you are interested in checking his videos out, they're a little old, but I'm telling you, it's a ton of great information. Let us know in the comments and I can send you over a link to that so you can get those a watch. So moving on to remarkable experiences. So here at Ugly Mug, we strive to provide remarkable experiences to our clients. So by doing so, here's one of the things that we have done for our clients. We've done personalized gift boxes. So those can be tailored to who our client is after we get to know them a little bit and we figure out their interest. Another thing that we enjoy doing is handwritten cards. So we love doing handwritten cards because it's so much more of a personal approach than just a regular card that you would send. And we would do those, say, for birthdays, anniversaries. Thank you for letting us do your marketing for you. Thank you for letting us help you with your event. And another super fun thing that we do is personalized Oreos. So say that you come to us and we design you a whole new logo. We can actually then put that logo on an Oreo for you and have that sent to you. How cool is that? So number 8 is increased lifetime value. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about how you can increase that lifetime value. So, like Hannah was discussing with you earlier, marketing is your ability to attract and keep a customer. So that's why it's super important to focus on the keeping part, is because it's 5 times more expensive to attract a new customer than it is to sell to an existing customer. So a good example of that would be Apple. So I have an Apple computer, I have an Apple Watch, I have an Apple iPhone. So say that tomorrow Apple comes out with a whole new product. Well, it's not going to take very much convincing for me because I've already established a relationship with that brand. I trust them. So the odds of me purchasing that product are a lot higher than it would be for someone who's not familiar with that product. So, they would need a lot more convincing. So a lot more marketing, a lot more ads, which would cost you a lot more money. So, and this is just a statistic. Let me pull it up for you so I do not get it wrong. So the success rate of selling to a customer you already have is 60 to 70%, while the success rate of selling to a new customer is 5 to 20%. So that just reiterates what I said. Your success rate is higher when you focus on keeping those existing customers. So, what percentage of your marketing budget is allocated to attracting and keeping? Is it 50-50? Say, is it 90-10? It almost needs to be level, if not more, towards keeping your existing clients. So, how can we increase the lifetime value? So, we have 3 options. So, number 1 would be add-on sale, and number 2 is upsell, and number 3 is cross-sell. So, adding on to a sale, I'm going to go back to Apple because it's just easiest. So, say you go in and you purchase an iPhone. So, adding on to a sale would be when they offer you, hey, would you like a screen protector for your iPhone? Would you like, say, a case for your iPhone? So that would be adding on to the sale. And number 2, upsell. So say that you want this iPhone 11, but they may offer you the iPhone 11 Pro or Max. So it's the same product, but it's just at a higher price. So cross-selling would be something similar to my watch, because my watch connects to my computer and it connects to my phone. So that would be like cross-selling. So again, this is your last and final chance if you want a chance to win the one-page marketing plan book. So I want you to comment below and let me know if you are all team Apple or team Android for a chance to win the book. And moving it back to Hannah to talk to you a little bit more about orchestrating referrals.
So is anybody team Android or is everybody team Apple? I feel like there are definitely Android users. I know I am. Oh, Paula, you're an Android user. All right, cool. Well, I am not familiar with Android, but I know that people that use Android love it. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about orchestrating referrals. So referrals are important if we go all the way back to the very beginning of this webinar, and we talked about the stranger, friend, customer, evangelist. So if we have an evangelist and they recommend us to a friend, that person immediately becomes a friend of Ugly Mug Marketing because they just skip over that stranger phase. So referrals are so important. And how do you get referrals? So you need to be specific, you need to provide tools, and you need to make it easy. So we have a new client. Her name is Emily. I always say it wrong. Rushell. Is that right? Emily Rushell? I don't know. Anyways, Emily has a program called UDU 82. I am personally, today I started week 3 of UDU 82, which I'm very proud of. Sidetrack. But anyways, so UDU 82 is really cool because she encourages you to share your progress of UDU 82 on social media and tag her in it. So that becomes a referral, and that makes me an evangelist because every single morning as my personal accountability, I am posting a picture of my morning workout and I am tagging Emily in it and tagging UDU 82. So if my friends are seeing this, they're going to automatically know a little bit more about this, or they're going to be interested in it, and they're going to skip the stranger phase and go straight to the friend phase of Emily. And then whenever we say be specific, ask, hey, I am interested. I heard that Amy just opened a new business in Alexandria, and I feel like she is a perfect fit for a new website from Ugly Mug. Can you connect me with her? Like, I know you know her. You did a website with us, and would you just possibly maybe the 3 of us could go have coffee or something like that? So be specific. Ask. All they can do is say no. So make sure you are asking for referrals. So what is next? I want you to think about stranger, friend, customer, evangelist. Think about maybe some of your personal customers that are evangelists. How are they evangelizing for you? How can you, jump on that train and encourage them to get more people in your friend basket so that they can become customers? Just see what's already naturally working and just pair on to that. So knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing. So now you know, because you just spent the last 45 minutes with us. So do something about it. How can you take an action? All right, so Peyton doesn't know I'm going to do this. I didn't even know I'm going to do this. But if you comment below and you tell me specifically what you are going to do, your one key takeaway that you are promising to me that you are going to do, we'll just automatically send you a copy of the book. So if you do that, comment below and say, I am going to blank. I am going to ask one of my current customers for a referral. I am going to fill out the customer avatar. I am going to, whatever that might be, for you people that are watching live, if you comment and let me know what that specific action item is, I'm going to hold you accountable and send you a copy of the one-page marketing plan. On a different topic, if you want that customer avatar and then just some more key takeaways, if you're like, this is super helpful, but I would really love it in a PDF format so that I can have some action steps, you can, let me pull it back up so you see it again. This comment below, it says link for tools and tips to up your marketing game. Just click on that. It will ask for your email address and your name, and then we will send you a copy of the tools and tips to up your marketing game, which includes that customer avatar so that you will have it. So let me see. Nobody's commenting? Y'all are disappointing me. Come on. I want you to tell me what you're doing. Okay, Paula said she would love the PDF. So Paula, just fill out that form and we'll email it over to you. Anybody else? Anybody else want to tell me? Angela said that she doesn't have much signal on her phone, but she needs the book. She's been slacking lately. So Angela, whenever you get better service, I want you to comment and tell me what specifically you're going to do, and we'll send you a copy of the book. And yes, Paula, I understand typos, autocorrect, it happens. You would love a copy of the PDF. So, all right. Oh, Kate. Kate is going to fill out the customer avatar. Thank you, Kate. And we are going to send you a copy of the book. So if you don't mind, direct message us your mailing address. And then Laura, let's see what Laura said. She said, my to-do is not necessarily from this live stream. It is from another, but my plan is to create a 3-month posting plan for social media. So that is excellent. That is a webinar that I don't know specifically who, somebody in our social media department just did. And so if you want to see that, you can go back on our Facebook page and you can watch that about how to create 3 months worth of content in, what is it, like a one week, 1 day, something like that. So anyways, highly recommend that. And then on that same topic, yes, we have awesome Paula, awesome Laura. Thank you all so much. We are going to send you all a copy of the book. Just direct message us with your mailing address and we will send it your way. So on that note, just like Laura said, we have other webinars going on. So if you found this one to be helpful, we have another one coming tomorrow who, we grabbed that book off my desk. Wayne, our owner, is doing a webinar tomorrow. He wrote this book called Full Circle Marketing. I can never figure out where the camera is on this thing. Full Circle Marketing. And he is going to do a webinar tomorrow about your marketing isn't working. Here's how to fix it. So again, just like this one, it's free. There's going to be a lot of helpful information. So it's tomorrow at 10:30. So a little less than 24 hours from now. If you go to our Facebook page, you can go ahead and click that you're interested. You want to join all the things, and you can be with Wayne tomorrow during that webinar. So we are so thankful for y'all, and
thank y'all for joining us today. I hope you learned a lot of tips on how to up your marketing game, and I hope you check out our toolkit.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
have a good
y'all.
one.